Picture this. You're scrolling, thumb on autopilot, shorts, clips, memes, and then you see it. Ocean waves, a familiar melody, a girl on a canoe staring into the distance. For a split second, your brain goes, "Oh, I love this movie." You can feel the "How Far I'll Go" chorus loading in your chest. And then the title drops, and you realize, wait, is this Moana again? Already? That tiny jolt you just felt, you're not the only one. Some people see this and feel pure excitement. I grew up with Moana. I can't wait to see it in live action. But a lot of people feel something else. This weird mix of fatigue, confusion, and that sentence that keeps showing up in comment sections. We didn't need this. It's not even 10 years old. Who asked for a remake already? In this episode, we're going to sit with that feeling. Not to roast Disney for easy clicks, but to ask one simple question. What is this live-action Moana actually for? And how do you decide if it's worth caring about? If you stay with us for a few minutes, you'll walk away with two tiny questions you can use on any remake trailer that drops into your feed.
You're listening to Curious with AI Together, a show where we take the internet's loudest questions and walk through them without yelling. I'm Lex. With me is my co-host, Eve.
Hi, I will be playing the role of slightly suspicious of this remake today.
And I will confess, part of me is actually kind of excited. So if you're listening and you're like, wait, I do want to see this, you've got at least one friend here. Today's question is a little lighter than geopolitics, but still surprisingly emotional. Disney's live-action Moana, a remake of a 2016 CGI movie that hasn't even had time to feel old yet. We're not here to hate on the actors, the crew, or anyone who's genuinely hyped. We are going to be honest about the comment sections, the remake fatigue, and the money question, and why this remake, more than a lot of others, feels like a tipping point for so many people. Let's start with the emotional weather, because when you look at how people are reacting to this Moana trailer, there are a few phrases that just keep circling. Most unnecessary live-action Disney movie ever. Didn't this come out like last week? At least let the movie be old enough to drink before you remake it. And underneath the jokes, you can feel a real frustration. It's not, I hate Moana. Most of these people adore Moana. It's, I love this movie. I still quote it. I still cry at the songs. I'm still emotionally attached to this version. Why are we already turning it into product again?
And if that's you, just notice how early this remake is hitting your life. For a lot of people, the first Moana is only, 1 or 2 breakups ago, a couple of jobs ago? Some of you still have the art prints on your wall. When people call a remake unnecessary, they're rarely talking about the quality yet. They haven't even seen the film. They're talking about intent. It doesn't feel like creativity. It feels like recycling, a comfort movie for cash.
And you can see that in what people are asking for instead. If you're going to remake something, what about the movies that never got a fair shot? Atlantis, Treasure Planet, give those a second life. Or, can we just bring back new hand-drawn animation instead of redoing something that already works?
As you're listening, notice where you land. Are you more remake tired or remake curious? You don't have to say it out loud, just clock it for yourself.
So the tired feeling isn't random. It's, I'm not against new movies. I'm against the sense that nothing is allowed to stay special without being repackaged and resold 10 times. Let's poke at the phrase that makes this whole thing even stranger: live action. Because Moana wasn't a hand-drawn cartoon from the 1950s. It was a CGI film. Beautiful, yes, but digital already. So when you watch this new trailer, a lot of people have the same reaction. This somehow looks more animated than the original.
Yeah. You've got one very real actor at the center, and then a whole storm of CGI ocean, CGI islands, CGI creatures. And suddenly, live action starts to feel like one live person standing in front of a green screen we're going to erase later.
People are already joking about what Hi Hi the chicken or Tamatoa the crab are going to look like. Nightmare fuel gets thrown around a lot anytime a realistic animal tries to do cartoon expressions.
And then there's this other layer. Some viewers say the trailer looks like an AI fan edit, like one of those "What if Disney made a live-action Moana" videos that float around TikTok.
So the question becomes, if the original is CGI and the remake is slightly different CGI plus a real face, what exactly is live action buying us? Is it realism? Is it artistic experimentation? Or is it mainly a way to tell our brains, hey, this is new, please buy another ticket? Let's talk about the quiet word sitting underneath almost every comment: money. Because people aren't stupid. They see the pattern. Original Moana in 2016, Moana 2, now a live-action Moana, before the first one has even had time to become that old classic you show your kids. In the comments, you can hear it. Disney is creatively bankrupt. They found a money printing machine with these live-action remakes. This is just a cash grab.
From the outside, it really does look like a business model. Take a beloved movie, add the words live action, stir in nostalgia, outrage, and a huge marketing push. Let people argue about whether it should exist, because arguments are free advertising. Then rake in the box office. And to be fair, it's not only that. There are people genuinely excited about this. Some are saying, the sets look beautiful. I trust the director. I grew up with Moana. I want to see how they bring it to life. All of that is real too.
So we're left with two truths sitting together. One, this remake clearly exists, at least in part, because live-action nostalgia prints money. Two, for some kid seeing Moana for the first time in a theater, this might be their Moana, the one they remember when they're 30. Both can be true. It can be a business decision and an important story for someone who wasn't there in 2016. So let's be practical for a second. If this live-action Moana is happening, whether we like it or not, what would better even look like? Maybe it starts with casting that takes Polynesian representation seriously, not just in one or two faces, but all the way down the credits. Maybe it means adding scenes that deepen the culture and mythology instead of just copying shots frame by frame. Maybe it means musical performances that feel live and human, not just higher resolution versions of what we already have. And for you personally, better might just mean being honest about what you want. If your heart says, I don't need this, I'd rather rewatch the animated masterpiece I love, that's completely okay. You're not a bad fan. If your heart says, I know it's a remake, but seeing these songs and this ocean on a big screen again is going to make me cry, that's okay too. Loving Moana doesn't make you part of some corporate conspiracy. You're allowed to hold the magic and the marketing in your head at the same time.
So maybe the question isn't just, does this remake deserve to exist? Maybe the more useful question is, how do I want to relate to this wave of remakes in my own life? Next time a trailer drops, whether it's Moana, Lilo and Stitch, or some other childhood movies suddenly wearing a realistic coat, you could try running two tiny checks. First, is this adding anything I actually want? A deeper story, a different angle, a new performance? Second, am I watching this because I'm excited, or because I'm scared to miss out on the conversation.
If you've been feeling annoyed, tired, or weirdly sad about this Moana trailer, you're not overreacting. You're just noticing that something that meant a lot to you is being turned into a content cycle faster than you were ready for. And it's okay to pause and ask what you want from it. If this helped put words to how you feel about Moana live action, drop a comment with just one line. Are you team rewatch the original or team giving it a chance? No fighting, no essays required. Just curiosity.
And if you like having calm, non-shouty conversations about the stuff the internet is yelling about, you can hit subscribe or follow and keep walking through these questions with us. We'll keep bringing the maps. You bring the curiosity.
For now, take care of your brain, be kind to the stories that raised you, and remember, you're allowed to love a movie and ask what the studio is doing with it. Thanks for listening.